am hosting the stream as well, so yeah.
We're the only two people in. Oh, no.
Well, no, there's
Hello. My name is Kevin. We are Dirty 20 Gaming. And tonight is Saturday. And that means this afternoon is Saturday. And that means we're playing Corsairs of the Cosmos, Space Pirates, or as I referred to us in the social media blitz that I did 7 minutes ago, Pirates of Mayhem, which I think might be the title for the next season.
Yeah. Should have been the name of the curse.
This week, Corsairs of the Cosmos, because I thought you guys were going to be classier than this. What was I thinking? Anyway, we are playing Corsairs of the Cosmos, which is a game done by Evil Hat Productions and Company. We're using Roll20 as our virtual tabletop. The art behind us and the overlay is from Pixabay. The two of our character arts are done using Hero Forge, and one of them is done using a very talented member of the family. It's cookie art over here for me, Hoshi. And that's the technical stuff. You may have noticed we're a couple pirates short of a load tonight. That's okay. We've got two, and that's enough. If you've got two pirates, that's all you need.
Yarr.
And the two pirates we have with us tonight, Mihoshi, played for us by Solar Dasher. Before we get into tonight, I saw you were streaming earlier today, and it looked like something new. What are you doing over there?
Today I was streaming some more Fortnite, just for a little while because I was bored and wanted to do something before coming here. Excuse me, can I speak? No. Later on tonight I'll be doing some Among Us with another streamer friend of mine. So if you guys want to pop on over, you can find me over here under Solar Dasher. I also play. I'm mostly just like a variety streamer. I can play just about anything. Oh, sort of. But I mostly do I mostly do Fortnite, Among Us. I've gotten a little bit into Rust. Fall Guys is another one, and I've played Pokemon, the trading card game as well online. Also, you can find me at Bleach the Darkness Within. You need to figure out if you need any of those links. You can always find us on Kevin's Discord there, which he will promptly put that up there shortly, I'm sure. And that's pretty much it. There you go. See.
That's pretty much it. Is it Oh, and I work full time, and I do the
And I work full time
in all your spare time.
Yeah, I try and stream a little bit. I'm trying to reach affiliate. I'm almost there, so hopefully I can get that soon.
Remind me after the show. I will put an announcement over to Discord, and we'll see what we can do about that. We have
I got some people. Discord. I just need the views.
You got that side of it. Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
There's no good segue off of that. I can't say speaking of views because he doesn't really stream much.
Yeah, that's true.
Bison,
sorry.
What are you doing? No, it's not your fault that I failed to come up with a segue.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I don't do a hell of a lot, actually. I work full time, so that kind of changes things. And I do occasionally stream SnowRunner with Rustbar. I might turn that into a thing. Watching me fall off a mountain might actually be entertaining. But I'm working on a Cyberpunk Red campaign. Have been for a while now, trying to get the final character creation bits put onto Roll20 so we can finally use it, and I can get a couple more players.
That's I'm looking forward to seeing that. Please, I know you're not going to stream it, but please do record the sessions.
Oh, I was planning to.
I'd love to listen to those in all my spare time. Thank you. Speaking of my spare time, I don't have much of it. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we're here live. Most weeks, some nights we don't make it because life comes first, and so some nights we don't get here. But generally speaking, Friday, Saturday, Sunday we do live shows. Tuesdays, now it's looking about every second Tuesday we're doing our screenshots, which is one of our people from Discord or one of our players or basically anybody but me who gets to sit in the big chair and run a game of anything they like for one night on Tuesdays. We've had 2 so far. They've both been raging successes. We got another one coming up this week, and it's actually our very own Scarred Adventurer is running a teenage superhero campaign, and the fool invited me.
I'm gonna have to sit down and watch instead of stream, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, I had the pleasure of playing in the game over on Mercs with Scarred for, I think, just about a year. And then all the time over here with all the mayhem and fun and the break in the game and just being silly. It's my turn to sit in the fun chair, and it's his turn to sit up in the big corner and sweat. So, that's happening Tuesday in a game called How Heroic Can You Be, using the Masks system. And this, I don't know what the name of the city is, but it ain't gonna make it. I will pretty much guarantee that. The character type I chose, there's gonna be a lawsuit. Anyway, speaking of lawsuits, there's a segue. We are going to get into tonight. It looks like everybody that's going to be here is here. Thank you for everybody in chat. Hello. The city is clearly pancake. Yeah.
That's
it's going to be it's a duck pancake, and I am going to be the hoisin that drowns it.
Pancakes and hoisin? Gross.
Oh, duck pancakes and hoisin and sauce. Apparently, it's a big thing.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Duck
Bill Bailey put it in a song, so I stole it. That's what really happened there.
Whatever you
But
say.
let's get to tonight's show. But first, the news. Hello, my name is NVIDIA G-Sync, and this is the new teeth. Teeth. Spatula is a funny word. Spatula. Do I go now? Our most recent battles have brought us in contact with a new threat. A field of large purple flowers with pink centers was seen bobbing in the wind most innocently. Upon approaching, we were sprayed with stale water that smelled vaguely of plastic. After burning down the field of plastic flowers, we received this message. Me. Hello, people. Are all of you so grumpy, or just the ones that you sent to visit us? Everyone knows clowns just want to have fun. Complete madness, as you can see. It's no way to run a war. Back to you, Invicta. Spatula. 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 So spatula. I like that too. Lanny, I like that very much. It's a spatula. That's after you drop stuff off of your spatula. Anyway, we find ourselves on the bridge of the Rebel d'Alliance. Frankie looks at you and says, "Gotta go be 2D for a while." And he becomes a projection on the wall and then just fades away.
Okay.
Weirdly enough, on a planet far away, in a very carnivorous forest, he pops into a clearing and says, "Time to relax," and starts just blasting his way through the undergrowth. But it's not like shooting. He is so in his element. He's just walking down the trail. The plant snaps out to break his neck, and he just reaches up, keeps walking. Doesn't even break stride. Trees trying to attack him. The ground tries to attack him. Giant snakes trying to attack him. He tickles, cajoles, jokes, disappears, makes holes, whatever it takes, and just exists in his world. Because what you guys are doing is just too much.
It's too serious.
Speaking of too serious and too much, Rebel stands before you. I was going to say towers under you because he's way down there. Yes, I like that. He towers under you and looks up at you and says, The queen wants to have a word. And if you remember, Queen Bernie is here. And because Queen Bernie is here, let's have some Queen Bernie theme music, shall we?
Hell yeah.
Okie dokie.
We'll just keep it low.
Yeah. Bones is like, I got work to do. His head turns around, the rest of his body follows suit, and he walks into the maintenance closet. You hear spray paint for about 15, 20 seconds, and then 8-Ball walks out with a big question mark on his head.
And the queen looks and just raises an eyebrow. Looks
As
around
does
the
me.
room. Looks around the room to make sure that all of her cameras are in the right spot and you're getting proper stereo. And she looks at you and she says, "So, how about we overthrow a government?"
The question mark turns into a thumbs up.
Well then, first, we have to control the information. And that means making us and our little crimes. And she holds up her hand and this sort of hologram appears above it of your wanted status and all the ads and all the posters and everything that are up for you guys spread over
Starts to
3
scroll.
sectors. Oh yeah, and it's like, that's just the first sector, and there's the second sector, and there's the third sector. She says,
Did I really do that?
she goes, "You did, but don't worry, you've just started. This is mine." And she taps her wrist, and you see the little holographic projector, and the list just goes and falls to the floor, and still scrolling. All of this is locked up in a little bitty building that no one seems to be able to get into.
Ooh, a
I
challenge.
think you can. If you can, I need you to get in there and make all of this go away. She taps the button again. You see a little picture in the palm of her hand. It's this little building that looks for all the world like a Lego brick with no bumps. Like it's just plasteel brick sitting on the ground. In the middle of what is otherwise a very fancy city. Right across the street from it's like an 8-lane road. Right across that is the actual city hall, so to speak. And around it is all the other bureaucracy buildings that are required for the running of a large interstellar government. And she looks at it and she says, "Should be easy, right?" And it starts to shrink. And so the scale of the map zooms out. And you see more and more and more city. You realize this is that moon that is completely covered in one city. And in the center of it, the political center, because you can't be in the center of a round ball if you're on the outside, the political center is this whole neighborhood. And in the middle of that highly protected neighborhood lies this building you need to break into. The music dramatically stops as she closes her hand and the picture disappears. "So, do this little favor for me and for you. And we'll start at Baron and Baroness."
Ooh.
8-Ball shrugs. It's not really 8-Ball's kind of thing. 8-Ball knows that Bones will take it for it,
Yep.
but 8-Ball's already thinking, I've got work to do.
Yep.
So it sits down, starts plotting courses, starts bringing up charts of the city, how the easiest way to get in, where to,
Absolutely. Yep. You won't even need to roll for this. Okay. 8-Ball, what you discover very quickly is that you're going to have to walk in. You cannot fly over the bureaucratic center. It is like shot down right now, no questions asked, no fly zone. So you're going to have to land. It's about 10 blocks to get in. You could use a vehicle, but you cannot fly into that space. Mihoshi, what specifically were you looking for?
She's really. How do I describe this? She's looking into the building itself, maybe how it was quote unquote constructed, how far down inside the ground itself does it go? What is the top? What does it look
Okay.
like from the top?
I
Basically,
like this.
her crop instincts are kicking in at this point, to a minor degree,
Yeah,
and she's looking for like the best way a thief could possibly break into that, like anything based upon what information she has, like within a Google search type thing.
absolutely. This is why I ask people what they're looking for. You asked all the right questions. There is, because partly from your experience and who your dad is and who you were before you fell through your mirror, and some other stuff, flat out, this building has no external entrances. There's no windows, no doors, nothing on the outside. You know that the only public way in is through City Hall, down under the street into the secure entrance, which is like guards, all the way. You do know somewhere there has to be a ventilation system to get air down there. There has to be a way to get product down there because they're not taking, there's thousands of people that work in that building and they never leave. So there has to be a way to get food and stuff like that into that building. So somewhere there is that way in, the sort of workers' entrance. There's got to be air vents somewhere. And you know enough about this city, you would know where to go to look, which would be the city records office, to see if you can figure out, because this city is pure city. This whole moon is one city. You should be able to tell by looking at a map, looking for places that there's nothing there. That's got to be where you need to go, right? So with that, give me a hack roll to see what you find out from up here. This would still, let's leave it at risky and standard effect. A 4. Okay. From there, you what you do realize with that, it's success, but you find where one of the air vents is. It's hidden in another building, and it goes right down through the building and right down into the basement and around a little corner and into the underground portion of this structure. The problem is, as you find that, you see an alarm go off.
Oops.
So you quickly back out of the system. Right? You don't get caught. It's only a 4. It's not a 1, 2, or a 3. But that's what you find out.
Imaginary sweat off her brow and says, "That was close." Your head, and then she goes back to being her airhead like that. Okay,
Yep.
like she's got the dual personality type thing. She's like, okay, and then she lets 8-Ball know what she has found, and brings up like this map, this vision of a map, and points right to where the information is. It's like, if there's a secret place right here, we can possibly get in and get into the building. We just gotta try.
You could also try another hack once you're closer and try and get into their system from inside rather than trying to get in through Wi-Fi. So basically,
that too.
But yeah, for right now, that is what you know.
She got caught because of latency.
Don't talk to me about latency. I went into the side of a car last night in Assetto Corsa Competizione because of latency, and the guy called me all kinds of bad names. What am I supposed to do? 570. It goes from 50 to 570. I'm half a second behind. Sorry. We're going 300K. I can't help you. Anyway, back here.
Okay, so
8-Ball.
8-Ball. What does 8-Ball think is a good idea?
Well, your main options are go in and land at the spaceport with one of the shuttlecraft and try and make your way from there. Or you could just try and drop close in one of the shuttles. There are people dropping right to there are shuttles going directly to locations on the surface, so you don't have to go to the spaceport, but you do realize either one of those is going to involve you being contacted by the locals wanting to know who you are.
Well, I've got. I do have a guild license. I mean, I can choose to use that in case we have any problems. But I don't like the idea of not having a ride in case things go south. 8-Ball thinks that the best idea is to drop at the spaceport.
Okay.
This is a planet that Mihoshi would know a bit about based on her background, correct?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna use one of those what do you call them? The flashbacks?
Yeah. Absolutely.
She's
Yep.
going to remember a house with a landing port that she owns
Yep.
out of the blue. She remembers this, that there's a house with a landing port not far from that location.
That's
That
easy.
they
One
land on
stress.
that she belongs to.
One
that
stress,
she-
and that's all yours.
Okay.
And the
Okay,
only
you
reason
got it.
there was stress wasn't because that was a particularly difficult thing to do, but was because it meant remembering. Right. So
Yeah.
there's kind of that uncomfortable, don't make me. I don't want it. There's the information we need. Let me out. Right. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as Mihoshi makes different faces when as 8-Ball is thinking, she all of a sudden just like her hair just poofs into a ball of yellow poof,
yeah.
and then once the little memory is done and she rejects the whatever, it
Yeah.
just goes back to being straight down again, and not and Mihoshi is going to be like, I know where we could land. And she's going to sit down and plug in the coordinates.
Yeah. It is
So
just
exactly
outside the 10-block perimeter. This is, you were at a party at this place once. You were quite young, but your father was invited because he is who he is. So not only that there is a landing port there, but that this belongs to this house is the sort of the getaway, not in a legal sense, but in a relaxing weekend sense for one of the highest ranking cops on this planet. And you also know that he's not going to be there because he's always at work. So the place is going to be empty. And it is just outside the landing zone.
There you go.
So she points that out to you, 8-Ball.
Okay. Since Fiona's the fastest, I think it would probably be the best if we take her. She's also classy as fuck, so
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
won't look out of place in a high-end neighborhood.
Absolutely.
Administrative planet.
That makes perfect sense, actually. That is your borderline diplomatic level thing, dropping into a high level neighborhood. I think I see where this is going. Good plan. So you get down to the deck, you get into Fiona. The Rebel Dalliance sends you personally a message, 8-Ball, in your head by the wireless. It's so nice having an Urbot because I can just send messages right to your brain. And they say, if you get in trouble, tell them you've come to turn me in. And you watch on the dash where it says Terpsichore's vault flips back to Rebel Dalliance. She's turned it off herself. Themselves? I don't know.
Themselves.
You said, yeah.
I've always referred
Let's
to
just use the
Rebel as
generic.
her. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
8-Ball's
It's hard to me too.
I think
8-Ball
so,
doesn't so much or send a message as an overwhelming feeling of concern.
Yep.
But 8-Ball also knows that she's a big girl. She knows what she's doing.
I was going to say, as you send that, you get an image of her bristling.
Yeah.
And there's just guns everywhere. It looks like Frankie's been at her. There's guns on this thing that even you didn't know were here.
And 8-Ball knows that 3 and 7 are now hanging out in the ship somewhere.
Yep.
it knows that there's a connection and that there's at least 2 people on the ship that will beat the hell out of anybody that comes on board.
Yep. And as you think that, you get an image from inside 2 of the ball turrets, and there's just the heads sitting in the seat, and the turrets are going. Now, tell us. Or I know who they are, but tell our wonderful everybody else's who 3 and 7 are.
3 and 7 used to be the security at the casino that nobody can remember the name of. They were a partner unit, which means that they worked together as one bot. But when it came time to deal with drunks or pirates or, an angry robot, they would split. 3 would become, or 3 is on the bottom half. And so the legs, so it's kind of all leg, and then there's the ball turret.
Yep.
And then literally like 3 or 4 guns.
Yep.
7 is the top half. And what happens is 7 gets little tiny legs and then the big arms and the stomach, because 3 and 7, I should say, looks like an overweight security guard.
Sure. Yep.
Because you got to have room for the 2 balls.
Like a ball on top of a ball. Yeah.
Exactly. And so what 7 does is 7 takes the gut plate off, and that's a really big shield, and he's got a bat.
Right. So so 7 is patrolling the inside of the ship, and 3 is sitting in one of the turrets practicing.
Yeah. And they growl a lot. They don't,
they don't speak. They just kind of
4 beeps. 8 Ball has its responses. These things, they just sort of growl at people.
Now I got the image in my head because the turret bubble is open. So every time 7 walks past, they kind of growl at each other. And it's security communicating, right? It's all clear. It's all clear. It's all clear. It's all clear. But it just sounds. So the short version is the Rebel Dalliance is in safe hands. All 4 of them. While you in the diplomatic class shuttle drop towards the surface. So the question becomes, how are you doing this? Where are you going? Like, you going straight down, or you as soon as you drop out of the ship, you get the landing instructions. Please report to the landing facility as noted. And on your screen, they show you the spaceport to land at.
8 Ball is going to flash the guild license to show that, this is a chartered vessel.
Yeah.
And then tell the mainframe while 8 Ball is giving the route to the actual comptroller, it's telling the mainframe, I'm actually going this way. My cargo's a VIP.
Okay. Give me an attune roll.
Okay. And then
That is not your ability to identify a song from 3 notes.
no.
Attune.
That would be study. I'm going to go with a bonus dice because of the guild license.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I like the way you think. Bonus dice. Look at that. There it is. We're going to pretend the bonus dice was the 6.
Yes.
Things looked bad for a moment. Well, let's put it this way. The human comptroller is not buying your shit for a second. They're getting pissy. No, you need to, I don't recognize that. It's not from here. And then all of a sudden, oh. Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. Yes, as you were, sir. I'll just turn myself in, shall I, sir? It's been a pleasure working in this organization. Oh, shit. And then click, the radio goes off. You look down, and instead of where it said VIP, it says Viceroy. So, like, the second in command of the entire sector. And
He just fired himself.
You hear the Rebel Dalliance's voice in your head, 8 Ball. If you're gonna play big. And you see, as you look down below you, Yeah.
to back it up.
Yeah, absolutely. The two of you look, and as you look, one of you probably out the window and the other one at your screen, you see a cone just clearing of all space, of all traffic around where you guys are heading. It's a bit like having a spotlight on you, but just as long as nobody sees through the facade, you'll be fine.
Mhm.
So you continue to
Hey.
drop in.
Be nice to the ship, Lonnie. Come on. She's cozy.
So since
Yes.
Mihoshi knows about this the fact that they're now supposedly carrying a viceroy,
Yes. Yep. It says it right on the screen. Yep.
here
Yep.
and make herself look similar to what her dad looked like.
Absolutely. So you're going to deck yourself out and look like a VIP. Absolutely. I love it.
Yes.
Hoshi the VIP.
I know.
And with that, 8-Ball, he comes swooping in. Mihoshi knows this place, so I hadn't mentioned this before this, but as 8-Ball, as you drop in, I mean, you're used to high rollers. You remember, you may not remember the name of the place, but you remember the amounts of credits that were being spent in there. You are dropping down on this unbelievable mansion. It's so big it has 3 swimming pools, so they don't have to walk. I mean, there's, it covers acres, and that's just the building. And you're kind of looking around on a planet that is entirely covered in city. You imagine real estate in this world is probably sold by the meter. And this is, a kilometer square.
A turbo mansion.
Absolutely. It is a monstrosity of money. It's basically what you're dropping down on. There are 3 landing pads, and they're set kind of off point so that none of them come down anywhere near the pools, so they don't disturb anybody.
8-Ball's going to pick the one closest to the gate.
Absolutely. So yeah, you drop down, and you realize this one is designed to make entrances. Like there's the front of the house, and there's the doors at the front, and they're like huge doors. But your landing pad is right on top of that. So anybody walking, some poor peasant walking from their car up to the front door, gets to see the really fancy people arriving in their spaceships, landing on the roof. And as you come in to land, the feet come out on Fiona, and they land. Little doors pop open on the sides of the pad, and little Urbots come scurrying out and start sweeping and cleaning the area between where your port is and where the hatch is to go downstairs into the building.
Yeah. 8-Ball fires off a quick message to the Urbots, just sort of, the drill, hands off the ship.
Yeah, absolutely. And they back into their little spaces. The door, a kind of a brick-shaped thing lifts up out of the ceiling, and it's got a door on the front of it that was sealed under the ceiling before, under the floor before. It lifts up, and you can see it. That pops open, and a literal red carpet rolls out, right up against the stairs of Fiona. You gotta let me finish sentences, Lanny. I wasn't to the red carpet yet. So, with
8-Ball,
that,
8-Ball stands up, and as it stands up, the spy gear ripples, and by the time it's finished, it looks like Cue Ball.
Absolutely.
The concierge, with the white gloves.
You've got time. Do you want to go get Cue Ball's head?
No. Cue Ball is a good
very much.
Cue Ball's a good speaker, but at the same time, 8-Ball has obligations, we'll say, specifically to Mihoshi. Yep. So 8-Ball wants to see this through.
So, and I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
What does 8-Ball think of Cue Ball?
8-Ball thinks Cue Ball's kind of a dick. Doesn't trust it. Doesn't trust the Q at all. Because Q interacted with the Stripes, and the Stripes were the VIPs. They were the bots that worked with the VIPs, and they're the bots they're also the Urbots that sided with Yatu when everything went to hell.
Of course, that makes perfect sense. All right, that's why I asked, because now we got a story.
Yeah. And that's why Cue Ball has a bullet hole in its head. 8-Ball shot him.
8-Ball shot him. Okay, now we really know how they feel about each other. So you appear to be Cue Ball as you step forward off the ship, and you appear to be Cue Ball, the valet, escorting a VIP. I mean, a viceroy level sort of person. As you come down off of the ship itself into the empty mansion, you step into those stairs, and as you step on the stairs, they become an escalator and swoosh you downstairs. You go through, like, it's one escalator, just keeps going, but it's like 6 floors that it goes through. And the escalator is specifically designed to show off this area. So not like the shitty one in the mall is just designed to get from A to B. Every time you go through the floor into another level, it's like having a vista open in front of you. Each one's a different theme. So the top floor is all this blue crystal forest, and you kind of zip through that. Down to the next one, it's all dark green, verdant, real plants. You just keep dropping down and down and down through all these amazing layers until finally you come to a stop in the grand entranceway. You look behind you, and there's 2 of these escalators in a curve. Even though you came down straight, you look now, there's 2 of them in a curve behind you. And you realize that from people down here watching, it looks like you came in like that. This is some pretty amazing tech. And you see in front of you the giant doors that go outside. And now that you're here, you see how big they are. These doors are almost 10 meters tall, 30 feet tall. There are 15-foot Urbots standing on each side and look tiny compared to them. And as you get to the bottom and step off of the escalator, it stops behind you, turns into stairs. The 2 Urbots, without a word, just reach out, grab the doors, and they close them like that, so it's like a shield in front of them. So now you cannot see the Urbots. There's just these big marble slab doors and the opening to the road outside. Well, the parking area outside.
Mahoshi hears Bones' voice in her ear. That's pretty nifty. Sorry, you weren't supposed to know I was watching.
Just like blink on oddball stare. She looks at 8-Ball and then up at the where Rebel would be, and then back at 8-Ball. And shrugs her shoulders and continues on.
This could work. Yeah.
Just a quick shrug.
You get an image back on the ship. 7-Ball is holding 8-Ball, or is holding Mr. Bones in front of the screen so he can see what's going on. He's demanded that he come and get him.
He's got like cushion. He's got a couple of flight manuals, and then like a couple of cushions, and he's sitting in 8-Ball's chair.
Yeah. Every once in a while, he's just start, oh shit, and he tips over, and he's sitting there sideways, and then 7-Ball has to come and stand him back up again. Eventually, he props a pillow beside him so he stops falling over.
Perfect.
Okay, all of that, just so we know that 8-Ball is watching. I like it. So, you step outside into the, like I said, the parking area, and you can see places where vehicles were parked. There's none here right now. But what is lined up in front of the place can only be described as platinum golf carts. There's 4 identical ones. They've got a logo on them that Mahoshi, is a modified version of the police logo. Mm-hmm. It's this guy's personal logo. But yeah, there's these 4 like platinum golf carts. And when I say platinum, I don't mean they're platinum colored. I mean 8-Ball, you scan them, yeah, they're solid platinum, every bit of them.
Okay.
Even the battery shouldn't be possible. Don't care. Frankie's been here, maybe.
Yeah.
It's a platinum ion battery.
Yeah. 8-Ball grounds itself before getting into one, just in case.
Yeah. Right.
Turbo bourgeoisie.
And then, how smart is this golf cart?
As you hop on, it kind of fires up. It presents visually to you, so it can't directly link to you. It's designed to work with humans, right?
Mhm.
Humans. But you see on the display, it can be programmed to go places. It's got Google Sector. It can go anywhere in town. It shows you a map that shows you've got access to everywhere. There's no place you can't go.
Okay. I opened the door for Mahoshi.
Who promptly
Like,
sits
sorry.
down.
Yep. Yeah, sorry. It gets out, opens the door for Mahoshi, lets her get in, and gets
Yeah,
back in.
I love this. You just have to say the door is like those golf cart doors. They're only like this tall. Right? They only,
Yeah.
and you could easily step over it, but and then you get in and sit down, and he very ceremoniously closes this little tiny door, walks
Quick.
around the other side, opens the other little tiny door, gets in, sits up. Yeah.
Yeah. And then switches to manual control.
Okay.
So there's no record.
I was going to say, as you flip to manual, the little thing comes up and it says, "Are you sure?"
Yes.
Yes, no. Another window pops up and it's just scrolling so fast no human could read it, but you can. It's the legal disclaimer. It says, anything from this point on is 100% on you. It's got nothing to do with me. You can't sue me. It's just
Even
boilerplate.
At the speed it's going, 8-Ball's still like,
Yeah. Terms of it. Yeah. Where do I click? And you get to the bottom and you have to check the box.
yeah.
It's one of those annoying ones. You have to scroll all the way to the bottom. Before
Presses
you check
the button
box.
without checking the box, so it starts it over again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and then you feel very expensive power well up underneath your metal ass. It's not shiny. I've seen the picture. Actually, it is now, and it's actually ceramic. So it's a ceramic. It's a shiny ceramic ass right now. So yes, cue ball, all in white, with the white gloves and the white helmet. The platinum golf cart with royalty sitting next to you. Into the city center. Buildings all around you suddenly become very serious. All the windows have the curtains closed.
Brutalist.
You can just smell the stink of government in this place. As the two of you approach the center of town, you see guards everywhere. Mahoshi, you know what building you guys need to get to.
Mm-hmm.
You pointed out on the map to cue ball?
No, it's still 8-Ball.
Or 8-Ball, sorry.
Yeah.
You look like cue ball, right?
Yeah.
That's right. I didn't change the overlay because you are still. So you zip up to that building, easy peasy. It is a essentially like dormitories for low-ranking civic bureaucrats. So this is the new people, the people that have only been doing this 1 to 5 years. They haven't got the equivalent of tenure yet. So they stay on site essentially. And this is one of those buildings. There is a security thing at the door, but it is just an old school push button thing. You guys could probably hack that easy enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 8-Ball's just gonna walk up and, well, not gonna hack, but he's gonna talk to it. Say,
give me an attune. Yeah.
The password's right. Let us in.
Yes.
It works, but
5. Okay. Yeah. You tell it what has to happen, and the door you hear. The door pops open. As you pull it open and sort of step aside to allow Mahoshi to enter in all of their glory, you hear from inside, "You in the right place, miss?"
Of course I am.
And this little peon in a cheesy polyester suit starts just uber bowing to you. It's like the queen just walked into, low-income housing. You are out of place here, and he has noticed for sure.
Mhm.
The door closes behind you, 8-Ball. The two of you stand in the hallway on the main floor. You know you've got to get to the roof.
I gesture to Mahoshi, sort of like, after you, madam.
We have a moment to look around.
Mm-hmm.
familiarize herself with the area and then starts making her way up towards the roof, you said, right?
Absolutely. There's the lobby is where you are now. It's not very big because this place is all about smacking the most number of people into the smallest number of spaces. So you can see at the far wall there's a row of elevators, and the first 3 are marked 1 to 100. The second 3 are marked 100 to 200. That's which floors they go to.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys make your way over and hop into the top floor one. You get inside and you have just enough time to hear, please brace yourself. And just rockets up. It screams up through this building way too fast.
I'm
You
gonna
hear,
bring
Hardly.
this real quick.
You hear
Okay.
8 Ball's joints creak as it takes off.
Yeah.
And then Mihoshi turns into a little pancake.
And then we get to the top and it stops and you go back up to full height. Or maybe too tall and then back down to normal. And 8 Ball, all your joints do that old man getting up off the chair thing when you get to the top. It's a pop, 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 pop. Ah. You're a couple centimeters taller than you were before.
Yeah. Just not used to that.
Yep. You open the door onto the roof and step out, and there you see in front of you 2 coolers, essentially. And you know from your studies, one of them is for this building. The other one goes straight down 200 floors plus into the basement and then across the street to this other building that you guys actually need to get into. So you go over and pop the screen off and look down. It's 210 floors down.
I have a grappling hook. Ah.
Mm-hmm.
I remembered to bring the grappling hook. Okay.
Even if you hadn't, this would have been a great time for a flashback. But
Yeah. So 8 Ball unscrews its left hand and sort of pops out once it's done unscrewing. It pops out like one of those snake cans.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then crawls over to the edge of the thing, goes up and plants itself.
Yep.
And you can see little screws like screw into the thing. It's like there's no way.
Absolutely. Yep.
And then just starts spooling out
just
rope.
This monofilament line buzzes down. You reach into a bag and pull out a couple of harnesses that allow the 2 of you to hook up to this rope. No problem at all. Who's going first?
8 Ball will go first, to be sure.
Okay.
Just
So you step over
out
the
of
side
safety.
and start to drop. Mahoshi, do you wait till he gets to the bottom, or are you going right after?
I'll probably go. I know 8 Ball's probably, heavier weight wise than Mihoshi.
Yeah.
So
I bet.
let him get a little ways down first,
Yep.
and then start following afterwards.
Absolutely.
Just being a little more careful, but also not trying to put too much weight on any one part of the rope, so it doesn't hurt.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is monofilament line. This would hold 10 of each of you easy. But yes, I understand. You're being careful as you go down.
Yeah.
8 Ball, you drop and drop and drop and drop and drop and drop and drop, and finally you get to the bottom. Thunk.
8 Ball has a running tracker of the floors as it's going down.
Yep.
On the
Absolutely.
screen.
And what it says, you see inside your head, then minus 23. You're 23 floors underground.
Yeah. Once it hits the bottom, it sort of, I guess it tugs.
Yeah, you look up and here comes Mahoshi after you. Mahoshi, you get to the bottom and dismount. And then, the hand unscrews from the top and just plummets. You reel it in and it's bang back on your hand. You
It's
turn
backwards, so we just...
You turn to look, and you guys are actually in the air vent system, of course. I mean, you just came down the air vent. It goes off into the distance in several directions, and this place must be huge because these are not like crawl on your hands and knees, thin tin tubing. This is walking down it, tunnels with tunnels off the sides that are pulling air. You can feel the draft, now that you've stopped dropping, the draft coming down behind you and pulling you further into this building.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you go?
we don't have an interior map, but we do know what
No, you don't.
direction we're going.
Yep. And there are
So-
vents all along this place, so you can see out all sorts of places.
Yeah, so given that 8-Ball would have a compass, you know, the
Built in,
general
yeah, absolutely.
first-person shooter HUD.
You have to tilt your head back, and then in the window, a compass needle shows up.
Right.
But yes, you can find your way. You look through the first little screen that you guys get to, and you see it's a gym. And there's a bunch of very sad, depressed people in there working out very sadly and depressingly, all wearing exactly the same clothes. All taking turns, like every 5 minutes, they rotate from machine to machine, like a bunch of good little bureaucrats learning to be bureaucrats.
And Bones' little message, it's like, looks like Sold needs to get here. Sold found
Yes.
some customers he hasn't found yet.
Yep, he has not. They can't afford Sold.
Poor
Uh,
bastards.
Speaking of which, thinking of that, you sort of reach down and tap the sort of display screen on your arm and scroll news reports in this area, and yeah, things are bad. There are nobody's going to work. Nobody above sort of middle management. This is what you've just discovered. This makes perfect sense now, because these people are not worth drugging. They can't bring the world to a stop. They're basically excess, right?
Mhm.
But everybody's from sort of middle management up. You can see as you start to scroll, like, stuff isn't getting through Parliament. New laws aren't being passed. Nobody's going to court for anything, because it's all just piling up. This place is not far from full anarchy.
Yeah, we would probably be seeing garbage strikes and
Oh
food
yeah,
shortages.
everything.
So
Yeah. Food,
it's-
food showing up at the wrong places, and garbage getting delivered instead of food, and food instead of garbage. And
So yeah, this moon is like maybe a couple of days from a full-blown riot.
absolutely, yeah.
Like depending on where you are in the system, there's going to be. I'd feel bad for them. I'd feel bad for the grunts, but the upper guys, they're the ones who are gonna get Marie Antoinetted.
Yes. Yeah. Have their heads chopped off while they're eating cake. It's terrible because the cake, you taste it and then you don't get to enjoy that full feeling afterwards because it just falls out on the floor.
Just comes out of your neck.
Yeah.
Right.
This one had Devil's food cake.
You guys start to follow these paths of the air conditioning and making your way towards the area you need to get to do this hack. And as you are sneaking through these tunnels, sort of looking out through all of these screens, you hear sort of weirdly echoing from behind you. And this is 8-Ball, so you do know you were there.
Mm-hmm.
Bounty Hunter is in the building.
Yeah, 8-Ball immediately stiffens up, knowing that it brought bombs, not guns.
Mm-hmm. And as if he's found your track, the music changes. And in a cutscene that you guys can't see, about 4 hallways away, the bounty hunter stops creeping from place to place, like he is in this figure, and stands up and reaches down and pulls a grenade off of each hip, puts his thumb in the rings, and just starts boldly walking directly towards where you guys are. But you don't see that. You just notice the difference in the music. It's not sneaky music anymore. It's hunting music. What do you do?
That stiffening turns into, because obviously 8-Ball knows enough about overly dramatic people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that it just like it unscrews the hand again, but there's no wire attached to the hand this time.
Yep. The rocket.
Not a rocket. It's still it's an empty tube. It's an empty
Okay.
tube. At least it looks
All
like an empty tube.
Absolutely.
And it puts the hand back on its hip, so it's like the hand is just holding 8-Ball's own hip.
Yep. Mihoshi, you know a little more about this bounty hunter than some other people do. You know this guy's a bastard. You also know he works for your father.
Fuck off. Of course he does.
And you know this is his hunting music.
Oh no. Mihoshi just she goes wide-eyed and then like settles down. It's like, I wonder who he's looking for. Having no clue really. That's down many. And she looks at 8-Ball and is wondering what the hell is wrong with him. And then says, let's get moving. Let's go find that place we need to be at. I suggest quickly. Come on, let's go.
Okay, hold on. Where's my... There it is.
Perfect. He's like, he's too scared to have anything to say.
Yeah, as 8-Ball says that, or as that pops up, the cue ball facade disappears and it goes into the spy gear again, which is that super jet black.
Yeah, matte black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, I'm just hiding. Fuck this. Just boom.
Yeah, just because you guys are, I mean, you're basically in the dark here. Nobody lights their ventilation. So yeah, Mihoshi, you're all in, like, because you still got your spy gear on, right? So you're all still sparkly and fully dressed and like, you know, dressed like a princess.
Actually, I was about ready-
And you
that's
watch 8-Ball just go. Vroom. So what do you do?
When he goes thump, she
Yep.
turns in full ninja outfit type thing where she's
Yep.
all pure black, dressed up
Yep.
ninja-like,
Tabby
Oh,
shoes and the whole
everything.
bit. Yep.
black and everything. Just like her face, the only thing you can see is like her eyes, and that's pretty
Yep.
much it. And
They are
she-
ninja eyes. Oh. Prepared for death.
like sneaking around quietly at the same time. For some
And
reason, her steps get quieter because she's put on the special ninja shoes.
Absolutely. Both of you give me a skulk roll. There's an actual roll for this. We've been on lots of rolls tonight. Skulk
roll?
for me if you would.
Okay, so I'm taking
It's a skulk.
stress, and I'm going to
Okay.
use a bonus die for the spy gear.
Yep.
So that should give me...
Actually, Mihoshi, you get a bonus die for this guy, this spy gear too. So,
Yeah, let me go ahead and re-roll that then.
yep, roll 2, and we'll take the. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Oh, dude, that just made things worse for everybody. Actually, you just broke the game. What do you want to do? Make their job easier or my job harder? For blowing bits at me, and for the sub earlier. Oh dear. Mihoshi. Here's what I'm gonna do then. Re-roll with 2
One
dice
was a 5.
instead of rolling the 5 and the 2. Actually, this is perfect. Never mind. You both rolled a 5 and a 2. This
Yeah.
is perfect. So, actually, this is perfect. The 2 of you start to sneak. And it's really different because Mahoshi's like flowing with the shadows, ninjaing, right? Whereas 8-Ball is just sort of just flowing, right? And just being a shadow unto himself. Absolutely silent as far as the 2 of you are concerned. And you sneak and you're getting very, very close to your location. And as you step around the corner, the last corner, around the corner ahead of you, you see the bounty hunter step out around the corner with a grenade in each hand. His cameras boom, 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 around him. There's a psst, and all of his cameras stop. And the music stops, and they all go poof to the floor. And you hear and you see as soon as I find it. Actually, what you see.
I don't recognize this music. I'm like, huh?
This is absolutely new music. This music starts. You see the bounty hunter look around at his broken cameras. He looks to the right where he came from, and a big metal bar catches him right between the eyes. You just hear spang, and down he goes in a heap. And then what you see now is a red crowbar goes back around the corner. And a couple seconds later, this young lady comes dancing around the corner to her music. Hi! What are you guys doing? You don't look like combat artists. And she's just like doing that aerobics dance, like you're burning 10,000 calories a minute. Wearing football gear and a little crop top and a riding helmet, and you can see over her shoulder the crowbar strapped to her back.
Yeah, nothing but question marks all over 8-Ball's face, just totally lost.
Thinking and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so confused. The spy gear disengages, and now it's just regular 8-Ball.
Just 8-Ball standing there. And Mahoshi, same thing. You just kind of and Mahoshi standing there again. Or what happens?
It actually goes back to not her father's outfit, but the outfit she wore before she became a space pirate.
Right. And she looks at you, and again, now all of her cameras come around the corner, and her speakers come around the corner, and you can see this is quality shit. This is like super high end. This is like the equivalent of Sennheiser sound equipment or Bose, right? This is the best of the best that she's got, and she just never stops dancing. She's like, "Hi, I'm Joy. Are you guys part of the fight? Because, I mean, let's face it, you're not going to stand up to me for very long, are you?"
Fight? What
Yeah.
fight?
Combat artist. You've probably seen my stuff. I'm called Joy. Joy Fights. .ca.
Do you like to play?
8-Ball points out the fact that it is an Urbot and therefore does not watch TV. Just pong pong. Little robot pops up on the thing.
And she reaches down and starts tapping away at her little wrist computer, and one of the little things starts to project a hologram of her in this. At first, it looks like a really seedy alley, and like 4 guys come up from behind dumpsters, and she just starts beating the shit out of them. And then you realize it's a set, but they're really fighting. Like, she's really breaking bones and shattering ribs and things with this crowbar of hers, and she takes a couple too. And then, Mihoshi, you remember. Combat artist. What these people do is fight to entertain. They have these places, these arenas where they go. And like 5 or 10 of the 20 of them show up. It's all melee weapons, there's no range weapons, and it's all about putting your stuff on the web and live streaming it. This is what she does. This is who she is. And she is, at this moment, in a fight. She's asking you guys if you're her next opponent.
And then Mihoshi, when it pops into her head, she just like this little light bulb comes out.
Yep.
Homage in there. And she's like, "Oh no! You get us wrong. We're just the security for the area. Make sure that nobody that's not supposed to be in the fight gets into this fight."
Oh. And then she just like that explains everything. And she drops down and she starts patting down the bounty hunters. Do you know where he keeps his tags?
Tanks.
Sure,
Yeah,
dog
when
tags with a question mark.
Mihoshi looks down and
She
starts
looks not quite. This, and she reaches in and pulls out from inside her top on a chain. At first, it looks kind of like dog tags, but there's a whole stack of them. And she holds them up for you to see, and it says, "Defeated Joy." And you see their tearaways. So what happens is you beat somebody up and you take one of their tags, and that's how you prove you did it. She's patting down the bounty hunter.
Yeah.
He doesn't wear them around his neck like he should. Somehow she's managing to search him and still dance at the same time.
She asked him she asked 8-Ball a question.
Yes, she did.
It's a secret.
It's a secret.
I don't know what.
A secret where he keeps them,
like,
and she starts tearing off his clothes.
as Mihoshi's searching, she's like kicking him in the genitals.
Oh, okay.
Gotta be here somewhere, you stupid idiot. Oh,
So, Joy, you hoof him. And she looks at you and she goes, oh, did he move? And in one motion, just reaches up, grabs the crowbar, and comes down again. And you hear scrunch into the skull.
Oi.
I don't think he felt that. And she's pointing at his nuts where you just kicked him.
Well, now, he might not feel much for a little while, but that's okay. That's
And
cool.
she's pulling off his mask and is undoing the uniform. Not here, not here. There's no pockets. Who builds a uniform with no pockets? And she's convinced that he's got a tag somewhere on him that she's got to get. Meanwhile, just outside the nearest vent, you hear, what's up, music? I like it.
April taps Mahoshi on the shoulder and is like pointing to where we
No,
need to
and
go.
then we start getting on the way.
So the two of you just turn around and keep going back to it. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, we're just like, she's distracted with the naked guy. Let's just go.
And yeah, there's
Just about
bits coming off.
that
That
anyway.
as you start to walk away, you hear, "Oh shit!" And you turn back, and when she went to take his pants off, one leg came off from the knee down. It was a prosthetic. She said, "Oh, good thing I didn't hit him there." And she's muttering to herself. She's still absolutely convinced that he's got them hidden. And you hear her think, it's just such bad form. They're supposed to be easily identified. I mean, I keep mine right here. She's talking to nobody now, but she's still dancing. While the crushed skull of the bounty hunter.
No,
and she's searching
she's
his
talking
body.
to the cameras.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Like she's talking, like
presenting-
she's she's
Hey!
like she's telling them, like, you know, if you get into the show, you have to, you know, make it. See, I do it like this.
And then just as you guys go around the corner, you hear her go, selfie! And you learn back, and she's got the body by the neck, and she's down beside it going, at one of her
With the wrench
cameras.
still in it.
In
the skull.
It's a crowbar. It's a big crowbar.
Sorry.
It's actually, you can just barely see it tucking out
Yeah.
behind her back. There is a pistol on her hip in that image. She's not wearing it right now because she's on the job, and that would be bad for her. So, and yes, on live camera, she crushed his skull on live camera. His willy being out in the wind is probably not a big deal. And besides, it's got a mask on it. So, just a tiny version of that one on his face. And under the mask is one gold eye. Never mind.
Good lord.
And with that disgusting noise, you guys make your way around the corner and look down into the room as the music fades behind you. You look down into the server room and imagine like a 23rd century version of a server room. It's just acres and acres of video cards mining Bitcoin. No, that's not. Acres and acres of just racks of solid state computers and cooling systems, because I don't care how fancy it is, information creates heat. So this room is just steaming, and you can see the air conditioning units just pouring cold air into the side. There's a couple of Urbots moving around that they've got little sort of control panels, and they're clearly just doing maintenance. They're making sure everything is fine.
They're not going to worry about us.
No.
I'm going to do a quick
In the
study.
distance, what a weird place to keep a tag. I thought I was done, but I wasn't. Okay.
I'm going to do a quick study and see if we can find the best place for us to hack in.
Absolutely. Mahoshi, you're looking through this grate as well, looking down at these 3 or 4 robots walking this huge acreage of servers. 8 Ball starts to zone the thing. So give me an attune, 8 Ball. And what are you doing from up here, Mahoshi? You're still
I'm
up in
gonna
the...
bring something to help us get down.
Very good idea. So that's easy enough to do. You, 6, another success. So
Making up
you,
the last 3 games.
yeah, no doubt. That's the dice end up adding up at the end, right? And a 5. Okay, so Mahoshi, you take the grid itself and kind of push it out and turn it and get it pulled in here with you guys, and I use it as a place to tie a rope to and drop the rope down, and the two of you can head down into this server room. As you start to head down, 8-Ball, you see there are stations located at regular intervals that these Urbots were using just to do their maintenance. Like if you'd been sent on your rounds and you got to stop, you got to check in at all these spots so that your boss knows you did your job. It's like that. They got to walk around and hit all these spots, but they are any one of them can be accessed through that.
8-Ball just sort of motions for Mahoshi. Is like, we should probably check this one.
Absolutely. So you
Wait till
guys
Bunny
drop
goes
down.
past.
You drop down to the ground. As you touch the ground, who's going for the computer? Because one of you can hack and one of you can attune. So, or you can both do it.
I can hack. My tune is nothing.
Yeah, we're doing the same thing, just different ways.
Just different ways. Yeah.
You're hacking, I'm talking.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
I've got a tune 3. I think it would probably be best if 8-Ball would do it, and then you give me an assist.
That works as well. Yeah. So yeah, using the assist, well, there's two ways we can do this, because there's an assist or a there's another word for it, but one of them you can make a roll, and if you succeed, then you increase their outcome, so their outcome gets better. The other one is you can just burn a stress and give them 1 extra die.
Oh, okay. The prep.
There's a system prep. Yeah, there's 2 different ones. So yeah, the difference is one of them you do an action, but you increase the result. So instead of a standard result, you'd get a great result.
Yeah, I'm gonna set up. Yeah, set up. That's what it was. Set up. I'm gonna set up Mahoshi by basically talking to the machines and telling them that, we're doing an unscheduled systems check of all of the really important stuff.
That makes perfect sense to me, because you start to do that, and one of the Urbots suddenly stops in its process and turns towards you, and you just hear, the bastards didn't even give it a good voice box. It turns to you, and you hear, "You are not supposed to be here." So you start trying to talk to the Urbot itself. So give me that, or
not just the Urbot.
What you're doing?
Not just the
whole
Urbot,
system,
it's the entire system. So basically, it's not just that Urbot that would know, it's all of the Urbots would know that we're doing some high-level security check.
These are not the pirates you're looking for. I got it.
Exactly. I'm going to burn stress and take a gambit.
Absolutely. Big roll right here. Yep.
Yeah.
Oof, that's a lot of 4s and 1 5. So
works, but
success, but you succeed. So you see in this Urbot's eyes the trigger sentence. You get the password just right, and all of a sudden you're supposed to be here. For everybody except that Urbot, who sees with its very own eyes that you are not who you says on your ticket. So you just see it start to reach, at this point, just reaching over to put its tablet down, but you can see it is intending to engage you. Mihoshi, you start the hack. This is going to take several successes. So give me your first hack as you try and bypass the main security on this system. You're already partway in, because so you can have an increased result because of this, but you're already partway in because you've been given permission to be there by 8-Ball, basically. So give us a hack. Would you like to? Yeah.
I'm gonna spend a gamut, and then I believe I should. I believe I get an extra die because of the hacking tools, right?
Absolutely. Yep. So give me 2 extra dice. Hack plus 2 dice.
Just risky and standard still, right?
It's actually, the effect is going to be great. You don't have to change anything. So that's just up to me.
Let me restart.
If you succeed, it will be a great effect.
Come on, 6.
If ever there was a time. 4 dice. Is it 4 or 5? What have you got for hack? I don't know. I'll find out in a second.
Hack, I have probably just 1 right now. Great.
Okay. So plus 2 extra.
2 more. And go.
Okay, so your first attempt to get in does not work. You are into the system, but you are not into the memory at all. So that is 0 for 1, which means we quickly flip back to 8-ball. This thing puts down its tablet and starts unscrewing its left hand. What do you do?
Bones is like, it's a popular model.
Yeah.
Um, 8-ball is not going to do anything. 4-ball, on the other hand,
Yep.
is going to attune to the Urbot's gun, the arm, and basically overloading it for a little bit of a premature detonation.
Absolutely, yep. Because he knows. I mean, it's you got apparently that part of you, the two of you, is a similar model. So yeah, he starts to overload the hand cannon as the thing is unscrewing it. So give me an attune.
Okay, and then +1 because I'm using 4-ball.
Yep.
The sneaky little bastard. Calm this shit on. There's my ones.
There they are. So you
that really didn't work.
wow. Okay, yeah. You tell us what happened. That's an all-out fail. So
That is an all-out fail.
I know if you don't. He hacked
Well-
the wrong. He attuned to the wrong hand. He attuned to yours that's on your hip, and he's turned that one off. So he's just made the situation considerably worse.
Yeah. Yeah. 8-ball is about to, get the arm cannon up, because that's basically what it is, and then it just goes flat.
Yeah. So, yeah.
8-ball looks to 4-ball. 4-ball
And his
starts
tiny little metal shoulders go. And you look back over and you hear the left hand come off. Back to Mahoshi. Trying to build some tension here. This isn't working worth a damn. Mahoshi, you're in the lobby, right? You can see the next step ahead of you is the actual security to get into the library that you need to get into. Give us another hack. And what are you burning this time, if anything? I could see you burning all your stress to get in here.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn some stress.
Yep.
And how many? We still have one more gambit left, right?
We have 2 left.
2 left, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna spend a gambit
Okay.
as well.
Yep.
Plus, I get another one for the hacking tools.
Yep.
That's 3.
So give us 3. Yeah, absolutely. 3 extra this time.
And go. Oh, 2 sixes.
Oh, double 6s.
Yay!
Wow, that
Get the gambit back.
you get the gambit back plus some other stuff happens because this is an increased effect and you already had an increased effect. It was already great. There is no more increase to go according to the game, but I'm more creative than that. So you, in your image wise, you're trying to get through the library door and you type in the code for the library door because you found it. And as you press enter, the door of the library explodes inwards. And you look inside and half the room is already on fire. This is all digital. This is all in your head. This isn't the real world that's on fire. This is what you're hacking, the computer.
Right.
And as you sort of look in and think, we're supposed to destroy that shelf over there. And as you say that shelf just goes and just incinerates from the bottom up. And you see all the data turn into random 1s and 0s and fall to the floor like snow. Then you see the one next to it. It goes down. The next one. This whole room, one at a time, starts going down. You see on a screen, 8-ball that you're looking at, Mahoshi, you can see on the big screen on the wall because there's one there now. You can watch as entire sections of the city lose power. The entire planet loses internet. you can hear through 23
no.
floors of stone the screams of 50 billion drug-addicted people who just lost their internet and their lights. Traffic control.
More concerned
gone.
about the internet.
Internet travel or interstellar travel, gone.
Yeah,
The
she's
local
just in that
gates,
little library
gone. And you just watch as sector, another planet, the next planet over, gone. Just blink, 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 blink. You are shutting down the entire sector. No!
The
Oh my gosh.
case what you see is 8-Ball just like watching, sort of like,
and it
kind
goes
of like,
no, and there's just an endless string of O's going, boom, 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 and then B at the end.
Yes. just sort of, just like, oh my god.
Do you realize at this point the building you're in is starting to shut down? The first thing to go is the air conditioning units in this room, and the heat is really starting to rise in a hurry.
I mean, Hoshi isn't realizing this yet because she's still mid-hack.
Yep,
Just trying
absolutely.
to
You're in there.
Yeah. This time.
So you're just going to, you're looking around like, that's not burning. Pff, it is now. That's not burning. Pff, it is not. What's that? Fire control? Let's put that out. Pff. So let me ask you, are you going to destroy the entire infrastructure?
Anything that has to do with the crimes that anybody has committed, with the exception of anyone that's in the hegemony.
Yep.
She's going to destroy that. I mean,
every criminal is free. Every pirate has got no record.
Yeah, pretty much.
In
all
fact,
the pirates have no records.
In fact, let's go all the way. You rolled many sixes. Everybody from that line I was talking about, everybody from middle management up, all the people that were the ones that were drugged, all the people that were the ones that have enough power to really wreck this if it goes pear-shaped, all now also are the only ones left with an identity. Everybody else is anonymous in the entire sector.
I like it.
A picture of a poo with wings and a halo.
Holy poop!
As 8-Ball is just watching this, Bones is losing it. Like, just like Seven has to hold him up now.
Yeah.
Is laughing. He's like, this is better than what happened last time.
Bones, you're on the ship and you are watching like an economy collapse. You are watching a network collapse. This is anarchy on a planetary scale unfolding in front of you.
The fixer in Bones is absolutely giddy. It's looking at weapons contracts. He's looking at security stuff. Like, automatically you start thinking, it's like, well,
Seven is holding him up and face palming himself.
The casino biz didn't work out so well, but I think we can really make a profit here.
He tries to turn Mr. Bones away from the screen so he can't see it, and Bones turns himself back. yeah.
The skull hops back into place.
Meanwhile, back on the planet, this room is starting to get really, really hot.
Bones or 8-Ball starts tapping on Mahoshi's
Stuff's
shoulder.
starting to melt. The Urbots in front of you just shut down. And as it does, that hand cannon just goes, and a little tiny bit of energy comes out and kind of falls on the floor.
And it just kind of goes, hey.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's right. Oh, WEP. It does it backwards. WEP.
Web.
Backwards, yeah.
It's about this time that Mihoshi kind of gets internally zapped and stops the hacking. That's where like the 4 and the 3 come in. And she just like shakes her head and goes, did I do that? I think we got to get going now.
8-Ball nods vigorously.
Yeah, and
I-
you're
I heard
absolutely
it.
right. The servers are starting to spark. They're overheating. You can see oil squeezing out of the coolers, and it's about to get really burny down here in a minute.
Okay.
So
So we
definitely-
probably fell a little bit too far to go back the way we came in.
You are
So-
223 floors down this tube. Yes.
Yeah. 8-Ball is going to use the detonator now that it's working again. Thanks,
Yep.
Thor. Sure. And aim it at
Reach
a
down,
wall.
beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop.
Yeah. Reset. The
Are you
OS
sure?
pops up.
And you get the message because it's a Windows ARM. Are you sure? Yes.
Yes.
Proceeding beyond this point may result in.
Yeah. It's like, fine, just fire it at the wall. We need to get out of here.
And the wall blows out, showing ahead of you a long, long hallway proceeding into the darkness. It is darkness now. You can hear at the other end people screaming and yelling. What you've actually broken your way into is the official entrance from the main city hall across the street. Like I said, it's underground over to this place. So you blast open and you are in this hallway. After where you've been, it's really, I mean, it's completely dark, but Mahoshi, you've got dark vision glasses because I want you to be able to see,
Spider.
and 8-Ball can see in the dark. So we're all good.
well,
But
don't
the two,
forget she still has her spy gear, so yes.
yeah, absolutely. So you guys can see.
Yeah.
So the two of you look around, and coming out of that like cold, sterile server room, this is weird because there's the rubble that you just blew through the hole, and the hole in the wall is smoking and steaming and sparking a little bit because it was a plasma cannon. This hallway is lush carpets and tapestries on the wall and form chairs, like they're not comfortable to sit in, but they're sort of spaced along the walls to make things look nice, and potted plants and statuary. You're suddenly in this like high government, borderline royal hallway. And you can hear across the street, because that's all that you are now, is just across the street, this 8-lane road, in the city hall building, mayhem. Screaming, yelling, slamming doors. Pew, pew, every once in a while. What do you do?
A picture of Fiona pops up on 8-Ball's face,
Mhm.
and like a big green circle around it with a question mark.
We definitely need to get back to Fiona. She stops and thinks. And
If she takes longer than 3 seconds, 8-Ball grabs her by the arm and just takes off.
and she flies behind like this little
Yep.
cartoon.
Yeah. Getting pulled along behind.
Yeah, the hook,
Yeah.
the grappling hand.
Oh, what I was gonna ask was like at the end of the hallway, right there
Yes.
where the elevators are to take you back up to the first floor.
Yes.
Is there guards?
As you look down the hallway, the elevator doors are going. You realize they're trying to close, but there's a guard laying there, and he's almost unconscious. He almost gets up, and then it comes and bangs him on the head again. And down he goes and gets up, and down he. His timing is just epically perfect. Every time he comes back to consciousness, the doors slam him and knock him out again.
She's gonna stretchy arm.
Yeah.
Pull that jerk out of the way and just toss him down the hall as 8-Ball's heading for the elevator.
Yeah.
But close enough to where we can still get in before the doors close again.
Absolutely. So you pull him long arm out of the doorway. You guys head down the hallway and head past him, and you hear behind you, "Make sure you get his ticket." Do, 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 do. And apparently, unfazed by the building, which is now starting to fall down around you, Joy just dances past you and up the hallway and looks at the elevator and goes, "I take the stairs," and then dances
cardio.
up the stairs, 23 floors up the stairs to the main floor, seemingly completely not worried by anything that's going on.
Well, elevator's probably not going to work given the power's fluctuating, so she probably has the right idea.
You guys get to the elevator and look, and inside the panel is just going, but it is still got power. So you guys could try and take control of it.
I'm going to rig it to work.
Okay, so give us a rig.
And I'm going to take 2 more stress
Mm-hmm.
and spend a gambit. So that's gonna be 6 dice.
Oh boy, I guess we know what you're doing for downtime next time.
I needed to. I didn't do any this time, so yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I didn't put any stress on you guys the last couple of weeks. I'm softening you up for this. There's that 6. Oh, that was in a lot of trouble before that 6 got there. You reach inside and you grab you right away. You start fixing stuff, and you kind of electrocute yourself, and you electrocute yourself again. Your hair goes thump again, and because the hair does that, you keep having flashbacks to and one more time, and then you go no, and you stick your finger in one of the holes and take the electrocution for the last one while you flip that switch inside the wall, and the lights come on, and you're inside a functioning elevator again. It says, "Thank you for using Happy Lift. Which floor would you like to attend?"
4-ball claps.
Main
Thank
floor.
you, brother. Thank you, brother. Robots of the world unite.
Mihoshi pushes the button for
and a little 8-bit
floor.
for the first floor. You reach up and hit the button for the first floor, and as the elevator starts to rise, on the screen below it, a little sort of 16-bit anarchy A appears on the screen, or only 4-ball can see it. You guys get to the main. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as we leave the elevator, 8-ball goes like.
Weirdly enough, the elevator theme music is. You get to the main floor. What do you do?
8-ball. Because 4-ball and 8-ball communicate.
Yep.
In their own way. So, 8-ball and 4-ball both do to the to the
elevator. Yeah.
Exactly. The elevator console as they leave.
You know,
Fight the
the
power.
number pad, like this doesn't have on every floor because that's really stupid, really. It's a dumb way to do elevators. You should just have a number pad and you type in the floor. This is what this one has. And it does 5, 8. What is it's the equivalent of that back to you. The doors slide open on mayhem. This is City Hall, the public foyer. There's people fighting, there's people sexing, there's people running around in circles panicking, there's people on drugs licking the walls, there's people on drugs licking the people that are licking the walls. It is just, nobody is paying the slightest attention to you, because out in the middle of it, and as the door opens, volume goes up, Joy is mowing the grass. Just heading across the lobby. Anybody that doesn't get out of her way is just getting taken out. Just bang, 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 kicking and punching. And the whole thing, it's like, is it Capoeira? The fighting to dance music?
Yeah.
It's that she's absolutely on the beat. And every time this goes, hey, she goes, hey. And it's all, everything is perfectly choreographed. And she just clearing a path. She gets to the doors, reaches up, and there's those 2 huge things by the doors here, too. And she just reaches up and goes, and they open the doors to the street, and she just dances out. The last you see of Joy is her silhouetted against the sky. Yep, Mihoshi, as before she leaves.
She's gonna point right to the path that Joy left,
Yeah.
nudge 8-ball, and say, if we hurry, we can just take that quick path and get on out of here and then head to the ship. Let's go. And then she snaps her finger and her spy outfit turns back into the military police viceroy type thing, the one that she had when they first came.
Absolutely, the VIP outfit, absolutely.
The outfit, and then she starts running for the door.
8-ball, how do you respond to that? Your VIP is back.
8-ball is a little too unhinged by the carnage to really remember to reactivate the spy gear.
This might help. No one is dead. And now that you think back, even though you heard crunching bone, you heard the bounty hunter groaning.
Mm-hmm.
None of them are dead. That would be bad form.
That would be bad for him. That's true. 4 balls dancing to the music as we go. Because of course it would. Yeah,
That's hard to do. Yeah, he's moving on the scale. I think he's actually moving the music. Yeah. He found some lines on the wall. He's just
Yeah.
showing off. He was in he was the DJ. Now we know what 4-ball did. He was the DJ.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
He's purple. Yeah, that's DJ color. Sure.
Purple and fuzzy. That works.
You guys follow the mayhem. Step out the doors. Fiona comes up the street. Just like some people are looking. Some people are looking like, I don't know if it's real. Some people are reaching out trying to touch it. Everybody that does gets electrocuted. Fiona comes to a stop in front of you, settles on the ground. You look up the street. Joy turns and looks at you and goes, "Bye."
4 ball waves.
And she
God,
She looks at 8-ball and goes, while still dancing. And she just turns around and dances off into the crowd. People have seen who she is and what she is now, and they're just clearing a path. So you guys see Joy literally dancing into the sunset. Fiona's doors drop open. From inside, standing at the top of the steps, is 3-ball shaking his little tiny head. And he just turns around and walks away. I want you to tell me what Mr. Bones does as the two of you walk back onto the ship. This is the first time he's been awake when 8-ball was awake.
That's true. Well, Bones isn't, he's still on the bridge, and when you get there, or when we get there, I suppose, what you see is Bones is talking to Q's head. There is a notepad that is furiously scribbling in front of Q.
Yeah.
So Q has done something, like Q is, I guess, actually, no, Bones would be writing it down using his magic powers. It just happens to be Q's.
I was going to say, or it's a Wi-Fi pen.
Yeah, or it's a Wi-Fi pen. There we go.
It's $30.99. It doesn't matter. Anything's possible.
Exactly.
We break physics around here all the time.
That's true.
The pen is writing madly, yes.
The pen is writing madly. Bones is talking away about all of these plans he's got, where he's going to set up shop,
Arms
who to
dealers'
talk,
phone numbers are scrolling.
who to talk to, who to shoot. The scattered guts of 2 unfinished robots is sitting in various forms of construction. He's obviously been busy, even though he doesn't have a body at this point.
Yep, doesn't matter.
7 was the top one. I have to fucking remember that. 7 is just bored.
Yep.
So
there's
bored.
nothing to secure. Yeah.
There's nothing to secure. There's nothing to really worry about. Him and 3 have paired back up again.
Yep. So they are a single.
They are a single
security person. Yes.
Rotund security dude, and as you see them,
they cover it with the fake bulletproof vest.
Yeah, that's that's 7's shield. That's 7's shield. Is the body plate.
Right.
And so as they walk, you can hear them still grumbling to each other. Just
yeah, it's all just grumbles. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only thing I'm going to add to that is, as Bones goes on and on and on about all these plans, unbeknownst to him, a golden pirate patch starts to just slowly creep out of his forehead and cover one eye. He's already got the crossbones over his mouth. Now he's got the eye patch too.
Yeah.
Bones, if nothing else, Bones is becoming a pirate.
He's having a great time.
Absolutely. Bones didn't start this revolution, but he is damn sure going to fuel it.
Yeah. It's like there's great profit in wars.
Mihoshi, you're back on the ship, rising back up the Rebel Dalliance. You look down at the planet you once lived on, and it is bad. There's no power, no lights, no internet.
Pure chaos.
Pure chaos.
She's sitting there taking a moment. She just looks it over. And
8-Ball and Bones are arguing about who gets the seat.
Yeah, you're in the back having that argument. So Mihoshi, what do you do?
yeah, Mihoshi's just looking at the passenger side window there, watching the chaos unfold, because as they're going up, of course, you can see more and more of the planet. And then what I'm assuming is, I'm sorry, let me try this. What I'm assuming is like the planet, you can see like where they were, and you can slowly see the ring
Spreading.
going around the planet that slowly spreading.
Absolutely.
Like
Yes.
a big old power outage.
Yep.
Like we hit the main hub and didn't even realize it, you know?
Yep.
But you can see it slowly going. And then Mihoshi's is in non-air headway, just looks out and is like, it's amazing how much damage one can do when one really puts their mind to it. Too bad. They'll never know who did it. Why? And then Airhead, who bloody cares? And then she's just ready to go bouncing back into the Rebel.
And Fiona lands, and you make your way up to the bridge. You drop all pretense of who you used to be. Now it's Mihoshi and 8-Ball on the bridge again. Security's off in the back somewhere looking for people that aren't here. Mr. Bones is cutting a deal with an arms merchant in the corner. Rebel is sitting in the corner on a little stool he obviously brought with him. And he looks shocked. His mouth is hanging open. In the other corner is Queen Bernie. And she's buffing her nails. Nice work. So, 1 sector down, 2 to go.
Nice timing.
And
That
with
time was
that,
perfect.
we will drop the curtain on tonight. Woo! You guys did way more. Double sixes. What a time to roll double sixes when you're destroying the world.
No!
Oh, wow.
My
That's
word.
okay, because it let the dark side of Mihoshi out. Holy shit. I was part of the character creation, and I did not see that coming. That was amazing. I was going to give you a way out, but I liked what you did with it better. So, wow, that was amazing. Thank you. It is tough. It is tough with only 2 people and a GM or a narrator or whatever you want to call me. It's difficult to fill. We just did almost 2 hours. So congratulations to the 2 of you. That is a lot of work for only 2 creative minds to do. So thank you so much for the effort. Solar, again, I'm just going to put the rule keeper. That's what I called myself. Yeah, thank you. I'm just going to put the Discord in here again because it really is the best way to get a hold of any or all of us. join the Discord, PM the people that you're interested in. We're all wonderful folks. We will help you out in any way we can, and we can get you into one of these games too. There is this season is coming to an end, 3 more weeks of this show and the other show, and then we'll be starting a second season with different people and different shows and all kinds of cool stuff. Holy crap. Thank you, Mudkip,
my
again.
goodness,
Wow.
Yeah.
Every
Holy
month,
cow.
buddy. Every month, you blow my mind. Thank you so much. 5 gifted subs. Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
It gets me every time. Perfect. That is the perfect segue, because that brings me to the thank yous. I already kind of thanked you two, but I'm going to do it again because normally I have 4 thank yous to do, and I only have 2 tonight, so you get 2 each.
Cool.
Solar, thank you so much. Mihoshi has turned into a fully 3-dimensional, multifaceted character that you don't often get to see in like a 10 or 12 week campaign. So I'm really enjoying watching her development. We've got like 3 or 4 weeks to go. I'm really interested to see where she ends up. So thank you.
Thank you.
And Bison, oh man, we've got what do we got? We have 4, 3, 7, 8.
I'm missing
we got 5
2,
left.
5, and 1.
2, 5, and 1. Yeah, that's absolutely, yes, and 6.
6, great.
Yeah, 2, 5, 1, and 6. So we got to get them in here. So we're gonna have to bring a couple in a week.
Yeah, I gotta try and figure this out.
Thank you for keeping track of all of them. I hope you make notes after this because I won't. So the 3 and 7
Honestly,
are together.
It's the last. It's the last 4 that are going to be tough because 3 and 7. That's one of my favorite Queens of the Stone Age songs. Easy to remember.
Hey, they don't all have to show up. You know, they can.
And the red shirts. And I've got 2 more that are being built.
Yeah,
So,
perfect.
you know.
So we're on our way. Excellent. Thank you so much for bringing that. Again, we knew there was going to be multiple heads with your character. What I wasn't expecting was multiple personalities as well. I was expecting them all to be kind of fairly similar. And
So
they are
was I, to be
nothing like
honest.
each other. So there's
So was
amazing.
I, but
I love it.
I think it's the one shots. I think that's kind of like
It's
made the monster of the week that much more entertaining.
absolutely. Yeah, change it all the time. Be creative. Push the limits, right? If you're
Exactly.
not pushing the limits, you're not playing hard enough. And to Twitch chat, you guys, every week you show up. Thank you to all of the people that were here. Mudkip, thank you so much for your sub at the start and then the 5 gift subs. It's amazing. It makes a difference to Twitch, whether you have 1 sub or 6. It really does make a difference. So thank you very, very much. It will make them look at me more. And hopefully we'll get into that, that reference thing on YouTube too pretty soon. Speaking of which, thank you to all the people in the future that are going to watch this on YouTube. And with that, big thanks all around. And until next week, as always, please be nice to each other. Good night.
Yeah. Bye.